Welcome to another edition of the Go Noles podcast. I am your host, Gregory McCoy. This podcast is by a fan for fans. I am not a journalist. I am not a reporter. I am not an insider. I do not work for a website. The majority of my content comes from me, in my opinion. Other information comes from the internet. I'm late with this episode. The spring game, it kind of snuck up on me. And it is what it is. But, expectations for the upcoming season, I'm not going to sit here and say national championship. I think, to me, the first goal is to beat LSU and beat Clemson. And if we can go undefeated the first month of the season, then I think you can realistically talk national championship. But LSU will be a much improved team from last season. Jaden Daniels basically ascended in that offense throughout the course of last season. So you're not going to get the same quarterback. Now, we've added some talent. We've added a lot of talent. And I think this is going to be a better Florida State team. But I just don't. I'm not as a fan going to sit here and the national championship is a standard, but there's also a degree of realism that you have to take when you put out these predictions and expectations. So to me, I would be happy with beating Clemson, beating all our rivals, and winning the ACC. Because you got to do all that first before you can even realistically talk national championship. Right? So, Mike Norvell has addressed every concern that I had for this team. He went and got Fentrell Cypress from Virginia, so we got a shutdown corner. He went and got 2 defensive tackles to address the run, the inside run defense. You got Verse to stay. You went and picked up another defensive end. I can't think of his name. Transfer. You went and got the tight end from South Carolina, who's basically a receiver, basically a big receiver playing tight end. And I just think, I realistically think, 11-2, 12-1, you could be flirting with that. But you gotta, this team, I think this team gets it, that they have to come out every week and go hard and play up to their potential. So when the season comes, we'll see what happens. My expectations for the spring game, I just want everything to look crisp, no injuries. It's a dog and pony show. You can't realistically take anything away from this. It's just practice, and you just don't want anybody to get hurt. That's it. So it's gonna be nice to see the team again after, a couple of months. And, I just can't wait. I mean, this is just very exciting if you're a Florida. It's a great time to be a Florida State football fan, because it's been a long time since we've had these kind of expectations. It's been a long time since we've had this kind of excitement. Once upon a time, 10-3 was a disappointment. That was just like, we sucked last season. But, now it's a stepping stone to something better. And I give Mike Norvell all the credit in the world. I've said many times when he was in contention for the job that I wasn't really feeling him as the coach. But he's won me over, man. He's done a tremendous job. He hasn't responded to any of the outside distractions from other coaches or players. He's built this team in his image, and his play calling improved tremendously throughout last season. And we just hope that continues. I think adding more defensive talent, we're going to see a better defense, a tremendously better defense. And, I just hope from this season and future seasons that Florida State can be a force to be reckoned with, just like the old days. So we'll see what happens. I just hope for my podcast this year that we continue to grow. We made tremendous strides last season, and I appreciate the support from my fellow fans. Again, it's just a hobby. I'm not trying to become a famous YouTuber or nothing like that. I'm going to tune into this spring game. Again, hopefully no injuries. Want everything to look crisp. And, just hoping that the team can, achieve a tremendous goal this season. At minimum, ACC championship title would be awesome. Beating Clemson. I would rather beat Clemson than win the ACC championship, just to be honest with you. And they've gone to the new format where if you lose to Clemson, it's not the end-all be-all. You just have to be in the top two to advance to the conference championship. So essentially, the two best teams are going to play for the championship. There's no more divisions. And I love that format. So, my team, one of my favorite teams, if not my favorite team, number one. And we're going to see what happens. So appreciate the support. And as always, go Noles.